Sam Barber, back from the Southern Scuffle, and starting to rethink some of the things about your team?
Yeah, the Southern Scuffle, obviously, if you look at the results, didn't go the way we wanted it to go. And, that on top of North Dakota State, going into break, you start asking yourself a few questions, and the answer came back to me, So it's important, for me, and today's talk will be a little bit about me taking accountability for where we're at, in the wrestling program, because it is on me. I've let the program shift to where we're at, and we're not in a good place. We're not being who we say we are, and that comes back to me. And the good thing about that is, you can once you figure that out, identify it. Now we have a plan to move forward. We're going to rally around our team card. It's our core values. Where support the mission of the institution, and those core values are in line with the core values of the institution. Of course, it starts out with being a person of integrity, which I think our guys, there's nobody better hardly here at the institution at that. But the cornerstones of that team card also talk about hard work. It talks about overcoming adversity with gratitude. It talks about being a lifelong learner. It talks about producing results. It talks about holding each other accountable. And that's what we're going to get back to. We're going to get back to hard work and fight, and it's there's not a one wrestling move I can teach you that's going to make the difference in every single match. But if we have fight and hard work and grit and hustle, those things will impact every contest we're in. So that we're going to rally around that, and that's who we're going to become, and that's where we're going to go. And it's we owe it. I'm just a steward of this program for this time, right? It's not I don't own it. I'm in this chair now. It's been a blessing and a privilege to be here. But it's not mine. It's it's the stakeholders, and there's no bigger group of stakeholders that are more important to our program than our current cadet athletes. So we owe it to them, And wrestling is a sport where it's there's some life lessons you'll learn through the sport of wrestling, and the number one thing is how to wrestle with things. And when you wrestle with things, if you go back to the beginning of time when people wrestle with things, it was around struggle, and and you don't feel good when you're doing that. It doesn't feel good to fight through struggle, to wrestle through the loss of a loved one, to wrestle through, overcoming adversity or health issues or whatever later in life when you're going to have to use these skills that you learn here in this 4-year collegiate, cadet athlete experience, the things you learn here about fight and hustle and grit, you're not going to feel good. They're not comfortable times. It's uncomfortable. So the idea, again, being, comfortable being uncomfortable, and understand that later in life when you have to fall back on what you learned here as a cadet athlete, as a wrestler, that it's not going to be a comfortable, feel good time. It's going to be a difficult time, and you're going to have to be able to fall back and fight and overcome adversity and be able to find the gratitude in the situation and find the way to produce the result that you want and kind of grind it out. And again, there's not going to be technical answers to the issue. There's not going to be something that feels good when you're going through it. So it's on me, where we're at. And I know our guys are committed. I know they're the right guys. I love our team. This isn't a passive-aggressive way of attacking them. It's it's really on me and focusing on trying to do a few things different and kind of losing sight of the core ingredients for success. As a Division I, Big 12, NCAA collegiate wrestler that's striving to be a top 25 team and produce All-Americans. And, it's result-driven, right? We want to get those things, but it's process-oriented. And we're going to focus back on the process of working hard and fighting. And, if whatever happens in 7 minutes, we're going to be able to look back on the effort, the attitude, and the execution and grade ourselves on that. And the results will be the results. And, I'm confident that, if we're focusing on work ethic, fight, grit, attitude, hustle, the results are going to be the right results.
Do you also hope, though, that as you take accountability, they themselves, your wrestlers, will take accountability for themselves, too?
I hope they buy in. I hope they buy in. I hope they, and I think they are. I mean, obviously, this isn't something I woke up this morning. We've been having this conversation since we left Tennessee, and we've had 4 or 5 great days of training. So, there's a lot of trust in our program, between the coaches and the athletes, and I feel like, they understand it too. We all want the same things, right? So. I'm confident. I'm confident that they're going to respond. I'm confident that that's what they signed up for when they came here. That's what they wanted. Again, they're the largest stakeholders in the program. Obviously there's the institution, there's our alumni, there's the United States of America. I mean, we wear a flag on our back and Air Force on our chest. There's an expectation that comes with that. So, and we're going to live up to that expectation.
Bora duels coming up this weekend. Is this a good time for that sort of an event?
Yeah, I think it is. I can think it's an opportunity for us to get out and show some hard work and grit and some hustle, and be in some smaller teams. They're good teams. Not taking anything away from those teams. They're good teams, but it should remove a little bit of pressure, and maybe we can open up and let it fly a little bit. So, but we're gonna compete and fight, and we're gonna go over there and again, we're going to measure attitude, effort, execution, hustle, and expect for our guys to let it rip. We're going to wrestle our starters. Those guys got to have opportunities to compete and have success and have score points and grow in areas technically where they've had other difficult time because of the level of competition we compete against. So, we like this competition's important to us. If we lived on the East Coast and there was better geographically located Division I schools, we'd wrestle them, but we don't. We live in Colorado, and it's a bus ride, and it's it saves us about $14,000 to go over there and do this, and we can take everybody. We'll take the entire team, 47 guys. So it's an opportunity for us to come back together after break and work on building our bond as a team and band of brothers. And so there's a lot of positives and a lot of important things about this competition.
All right, Sam, thanks for the time. Good luck this weekend.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.